12 Rules for Health, inspired by Jordan Peterson. After reading the book, I thought it would be fun to apply 12 rules for life related to the 5 areas in life, which are, in my opinion, health, relationships, freedom, career, and spirituality. In this video, we are going through 12 rules for health, starting with number 1, train with a good posture. Humans are animals with their eyes in front of their skull. This means that we can only coordinate the perceptual world approximately 180 degrees from the 360 cycle. Birds, reptiles, and many fish have a different reach of sight, so everything that humans do is happening in front of them. We cut, drive, and type in front of the 180 degrees of the 360 cycle. What often happens is that many people develop strong front shoulders because of the tension they are putting on their muscles. Over time, many people grow forward, which leads to a bad posture. As Jordan describes in the book, this bad posture of not standing up straight has an influence on your serotonin levels, which is the road to a possible depression. From my own experience, it really helps to focus on developing a strong and muscular back. Besides that, the V back is attractive to many people. It prevents you from many injuries on your shoulders. Rule number 2, cook and feed yourself like you would feed your future child. Humans have an instinct for taking responsibility for vulnerable people like kids. If you would give a child advice on what he should buy in the supermarket, what would you tell and teach him about being healthy? Often we know what we shouldn't eat, certain sugars or tasty food. We tell ourselves that we want to look good and feel better when we take off our shirt. One of the most common problems in a diet is the conformity towards people we like. Here, your circles and your social events play a major role on your outcome. Who should you hang with to get more in shape, or what should you say no to make a difference for yourself? Rule number 3, be with people who respect your lifestyle. When I stopped drinking, for some people this was a problem because I wasn't joining what they were doing when they were taking shots. Recently, a woman who I was dating told her friends about me. There were 5 other women at the table that she was at, and she told her friends what kind of character I had and what I was like. At the end, she told them that I would never drink. 4 of them were okay with it, but one said, "But then he's out, right?" She responded, "If I look at my wish list for a man and my desires, it's not that he is a drinker." People who meet me 5 years later after I stopped drinking chose whether they accept that I don't drink or they're not. And that's totally fine because these are my values. And if you surround yourself who respect your values and want the best for you, you will never feel pressure to do something that you don't want to do, especially when it comes to toxic habits like smoking, drugs, or alcohol. I'm not saying that I have anything against drinking. Actually, people really get amusing when they have been drinking. When you go out, you don't need alcohol to talk to a stranger. If you are telling yourself that you are wrong, alcohol has an effect on your dopamine levels, which makes you more courageous. This can encourage you to talk to people. Rule number 4, compare yourself who you were a year ago. A year has seasons, just like your body. There is a period where you want to be in shape, and there is a time for relaxation and celebration like Christmas. A long-term strategy is to compare yourself to yourself who you were at the dinner table last Christmas. What seems to work is that if you have a progressive trend over 5 years, a progressive trend means that there is a period where you can slack off a bit for a period and there is a time to step on the gas. If you zoom out of this graph over 5 years, you want a progressive line up in terms of performance. This performance can be simplified as how many pull-ups can you do or what your fat percentage is, if that is what you pursue. Rule number 5, do not make yourself a freak. It's good to be aware of your health and seek improvement, but some people overcompensate. Often this comes from insecurity and feeling insignificant. There is a balance to be found here where you don't draw the wrong attention, in my opinion. Becoming super big and heavy isn't benefiting socially. Some people will just be intimidated by your appearance. Looking slim and fit is often the right recipe for social success. Of course, beauty and appearance are subjective, but looking too skinny or too big is going to be in your way. The feeling that you give to people with your health is much more important than the amount of kilos that you can lift. Rule number 6: have your fridge and your schedule in order. Preparation and consistency are the most essential part when it comes to success. When it comes to consistency, you need to prepare for the next day. When you wake up, there is no breakfast, you might be skipping on the most essential part of your diet. The same goes for your lunch and dinner. When we are acting impulsively towards our diet, it is where the diet doesn't even exist anymore. Consistency is done over a long period of time. Most people are not able to hold a diet for over 3 to 6 months. But this is not a lifestyle. You should find a way of living that suits your needs, values, and your goals at the same time. This can be done if you know who you are now and who you want to become in the future. Your fridge and habits can tell you a lot about who you are and how you're going to look like in a few years. Rule number 7: don't pursue a number, pursue the best way of living. Many people chase numbers like weight or size. The ironic part is that it is about finding the way how it's done, which you are okay with in terms of ratio between suffering and pleasure. You will hit your numbers without even thinking of them. The concept is called chase the process and not the result. The number on the scale can't be influenced. What you do before you step on the scale can be influenced. Worrying and stressing about your weight has no purpose and it makes you unhappy. Doing research and hiring professionals to guide you to find the best way to increase your competence, and competence in this context is that you are aware of your actions that you take and what kind of output they are giving. When you know these causes and effects, you are left with a choice. And how good do you want to be? Rule number 8: tell the truth about yourself. If you seek for help from a professional trainer, coach, doctor, be honest. These people can only give you the right information if you give them the right problem. They are problem solvers. Emotions like shame, fear of judgment, feeling inferior or ugly can only be solved if you look at them and face them. You don't have to do this alone. If you don't tell people about your problems and you don't have the tools to solve them, they will only get worse. Lying to others is never a good idea. You have to watch your words about what you say to them in the future. You don't have to tell them everything, but don't lie. Rule number 9: never think you know it all. Science and health are taking a rapid movement in terms of development and research. What is true today can be false tomorrow. For example, let's take eggs, where eggs were considered bad in the 1950s, and now they are called superfood by many athletes, and many athletes cannot even live without them. It could be that in a few years, research shows that eggs are bad again. Be open-minded and experiment with different kinds of living to find the right diet and lifestyle for yourself. You are your own doctor in a sense, and you test if vegetarian works for you. If it doesn't, try keto diet or anything that you like to try. Rule number 10: be precise in your workout. 30 to 60 minutes of concentration 3 times to 4 times a week. That is a maximum of 4 hours a week to be precise. Lift the right weight, do the right amount of reps, and do the right exercises with the right posture. If you don't have a clue what you do, take a consult from somebody in the gym who can give you the workout custom made for you, and don't be foolish by thinking you know better if you have no education or athlete background. Many people are explaining exercises and teaching people about the techniques when they are not even licensed to do so. Don't take this lightly. If you get injured from a bad tip, it can cost you medical costs. A lot of time to recover. When you seek out advice, go to somebody who already has the result that you want or a licensed trainer. Rule number 11: when people are trying, encourage them. There comes a time when you reach a point of achievement and satisfaction. There are many people who would like to have a great body. If you ever see somebody trying or going for an exceptional performance, have the respect and show them that you like what they're doing. I can tell you I've never had a bad experience doing this. Respect is priceless. Rule number 12, smile at dinner. When you are cheating or have dinner with your family, be grateful for the food that they have served to you. Gratitude is essential for happiness. There is always a next level, but when you are with your loved ones, enjoy every moment. Thank you for listening. If you like this video and you haven't subscribed already, I'll be grateful if you do so. This was Rody. See you in the next one.